How beautiful. I will never tire of repeating that cooking is not just for eating. It is also a wonderful hobby that brings a lot of positive emotions. Hello everyone, my dear viewers. Today I suggest we make soft, fluffy donuts with kefir. All the ingredients are at room temperature. Here is 1 egg. If everything is from the refrigerator, then slightly warm the kefir, 200 grams of kefir. Half a teaspoon of salt for flavor balance. 80 grams of sugar. 10 grams of vanilla sugar for aroma. 40 grams of refined vegetable oil. Pour it in here and mix. A picture in the kitchen. Look at how beautifully it mixes. And it immediately acquires a warm yellowish hue. We also add half a teaspoon of baking soda. You can either add 1 heaping teaspoon of baking powder, or you can add 1 packet of baking powder, which is usually used for about 500 grams of flour. Or read what is indicated on the package. We add the flour gradually. I have a total of 400 grams, but I don't add all 400 at once. I will leave a little aside because the quality of the flour can always vary, and we might need a little less flour. We add more flour since it is clear that the dough is very sticky. And we mix again. When it becomes inconvenient to stir with a spatula, we will start mixing by hand. The moment is approaching. When we need to use our most important convenient tool, this one. We generously sprinkle the surface with flour, transfer our dough, and knead it until smooth. We gather everything like this by hand like this to make it as clean as possible. Look at this wonderful, absolutely delightful and truly pleasant dough we have made. It needs to be stretched, or rather, extended into a sheet about 1.5 centimeters thick. You can do this easily with your hands, but don't forget to sprinkle the surface with flour so that the dough doesn't stick. Now take a glass to cut out the future donuts, trying to place them closely together to minimize dough scraps. The scraps won't be as fluffy or as airy, because to gather them together, we will have to add a bit of flour, making the dough less airy. I want to make donuts with a hole in the center, and since not everyone has cookie cutters at home, you can cut the neck off a regular bottle cap, or you can use a wine cork, which will give us the central round piece we need. As mentioned earlier, this is important for achieving the desired shape. So, as you can see, these steps are definitely crucial for making perfect donuts. But if we have this central round piece left, we can also fry these mini donuts. We press it like this in the center. It's very convenient. And here we have a small donut, which is a delightful treat that many people enjoy. If you're using a cork, you can press and rotate it like this, creating a hole inside that we can later shape with our fingers. This method is quite effective and ensures precision. There won't be any leftover dough, and of course, it's better to use the neck of a bottle rather than a cork, as it provides a more consistent result. However, you won't have a baby donut. You can fry them like this to make small, cute donuts that are perfect for snacking. You can also combine these scraps to make standard donuts, which are larger and more filling. Combine the scraps as well, but do not add too much flour, or your donuts will be dense and heavy. If the dough is too sticky, you can grease it with vegetable oil, which helps in handling the dough more easily. Heat a sufficient amount of vegetable oil. If you see bubbles forming, the oil is well heated and ready for frying. Place the donuts in the oil. The heat shouldn't be too high so that they cook through without burning, ensuring they are golden brown and delicious. I will fry these. Carefully turn them over to ensure they are cooking. Look how nicely they have browned. Just like that. Very beautiful donuts. Look how incredibly fluffy they have grown. They are so incredibly fluffy, so rosy, and so beautifully amazing. We carefully transfer them to a paper towel to thoroughly absorb any excess fat. Wow, what an incredible beauty. And notice that this is not yeast dough, and they turned out so remarkably great. To prevent the donuts from drying out, I cover them with a towel. I have a total of 15 donuts, 3 at a time, which is very convenient for frying in a 24 centimeter diameter pan. Oh, look how thin and wonderfully amazing they are. In the end, we have these amazingly fluffy and delightful donuts. Let's take the next batch of our fluffy treats. Look at these delightful donuts. What a treat. Look at what we have done so easily, quickly, and simply. They are so fluffy, soft, tender, with a crispy crust, very airy inside. You saw how they puffed up while frying, and it is all done easily, simply, and quickly. This is a whole dish. Homemade donuts for the whole family. Come and get them. And I have 3 little donuts. Let's sprinkle them with powdered sugar. Look at this wonderful homemade treat. Made with kefir, wow. How absolutely beautiful. I won't get tired of repeating that cooking is not just about eating. It's also a great hobby that brings a lot of positive emotions and joy. These delicious and fluffy donuts are a treat. Just imagine, your family walks into the kitchen and there is a mountain of these absolutely wonderful, so deliciously appetizing and beautiful donuts that are soft inside and have a crispy crust. Let's try a little more. You've heard how the crust crunches. Inside they are soft, tender, and airy, somewhat resembling bargains. Remember how our mom or grandma always made these for us in childhood? And together with that crispy crust, they turn out very delicious. Be sure to prepare a mountain of these treats for your family. I'm saying goodbye to you now. Bye everyone, until new tasty recipes.